seats on, the Senate probably. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But they never got the opportunity only because of the circumstances. Does that not mean that they still didn't fulfill their purpose? You know what I mean? They probably did, and they probably still managed to put the right thing in somebody else's ear, because I know some people put it in my ear, especially when I was in the right, because maybe, some people don't like to think this on a microscopic level, but, sometimes, your purpose in life could be just to literally be a helping hand to somebody else's. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you're still a part of that greatness.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether it's from your hand or indirectly from, in relation to somebody else's. You know what I mean? It's just, I feel like that's what our community kind of messed up is a soloist mind frame, or like I have to be the one to save us, or I have to be the one to it's always one like an I thing more than a we thing. I feel like that's where we kind of like we always fall short. You know what I mean? And whether it's even if you involve church, you know what I'm saying, or not even church or politics or various organizations that, come together for the reason. I still feel like, with our people is that there's no organization that is solely for us without there being like them being able to be swayed. Like meaning like, if I see like like when I seen the Gucci did with the racist shit and all that, I remember when every rapper and all these people like back down from endorsements. But it didn't mean nothing until other people started doing it. Like meaning other celebrities did it.
Right.
That just shows that our it's kind of like a catch-22 for our people.
It's kind of like a popularity contest. Like let's all fall in line.
Race. Right. We're like the most buy into race, but we're not the most protected.
Right.
Like people buy into everything that we do, but they don't protect us. So they don't feel like we need that support because we're that durable. Like, come on, we survived slavery.
Man.
We survived civil rights. But they don't feel like there's not much we can't do. We survived crack. We survived mass incarceration. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that we survived, and you know what I mean? And
but I don't think, Byron, I don't think we realized, even in 2020, how powerful we are when we pull together. We really just stick
the moment we do realize, that's when it'll be like a real
even how we all supported Black Panther. Like we all can come together. Like we supported Black Panther. We could all come together. How we could swag surf. Like we'll be unstoppable. And you know what I'm saying? White people, other races they would shit themselves because they know how powerful we are. I don't think we realize how powerful and impactful we can be.
And it's funny because we're the only people that it's funny. I don't even think that we don't know it. I just think that we don't believe it.
Right.
I feel like we know it. Like we've heard it. We've been told it. But I just feel like we don't believe it. Because, I've heard a lot of things I don't believe in. But it doesn't mean it's not the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. But I know with all people, to your point, I do agree. It does start with kind of like I don't want to make sense like us against them, because I don't want people to kind of run with that narrative, but it has to be like we have to put ourselves first.
It kind of is.
And people hate hearing that, and I even hate talking like that. I do, because I don't want it to be misconstrued. But then when I think of other organizations, other race groups, ethnic groups, when
they put themselves first.
It doesn't come off race.
Right. But when we do it, it comes off like we're too much. It's too invasive.
And why that? The reason why that is because our people are the most giving. Meaning, like the moment we don't want to give up any more of our whatever is the moment we're traitors. Because we gave away everything. Like we literally give away everything.
We'll sell it and we'll give it away. Yes.
We just give it away. We give away we give away a lot. You know what I'm saying? To the point that when we take even a moment to say otherwise,
if you look at music, the hip hop culture, where it started and where we are today, hip hop is the most influential. It's pop culture at this point. But we gave it away. We sold it to Jewish people and white people in the labels. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But if we would have kept that close to us, it would be sky's the limit,
And that's true. And that goes for every other field of things too. I mean, there's so many other things that we corner the marketing. Like, we take over. Like, there's not name one athlete brand that the leading 5 athletes in that isn't black.
Right.
There's nothing.
Right.
I mean, that even goes for golf. And I don't even know any niggas that watch golf, for real.
And the problem is because we don't own anything.
We definitely have black golf players. The most iconic golf player is black.
Right.
The most iconic baseball player is black. The most iconic basketball players are black. The football, black. Half, music is, King of Pop was a black dude. You know what I mean? The King of Rock. His style was derivative from
a black man.
Music. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's a long list of other things, but it just lets you know that, they value our talent, but they might not value us.
They don't.
And that's why I said,
but we don't value ownership. I don't think us as a people we're willing to, we have the talent. We're naturally talented people. We'll put in the work.
Yeah, naturally.
But to own it, that's too much. It's too much responsibility. What is that gonna take? Oh, okay, I'll just pay me a check. I'll do the work. I'll go shoot the ball.
And that's real.
I want the team.
I'll shoot. Yeah, I'll run it. I'll sing.
I mean, it's a lot, too, because, we don't know. Y'all, we got to be honest with ourselves, y'all. They hide a lot of information from us and hide a lot of opportunities from us.
But whose fault is that? The information is there. We have to empower ourselves.
Some information is, but not all the information.
Not all the information, but you learn along the way.
Right, you get to know.
Once you get started, you're going to bump your head, but okay, I can do this. But we do get blocked out of certain things, too. Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to take that away from it either.
And then things that, we get blocked up, but then we also get misinformed.
That's
it.
You know what I mean?
Where it's
straight away.
There's a lot of misinformation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the most prominent thing that I remember seeing, with our people is we let somebody, kind of dictate our own stuff. And that's not with me, that's just with everything. You know what I mean? We're the only, literally the only race probably in the country that literally acts like we need the government. But in reality, everything else is vice versa. It's really vice versa. You know what I'm saying? When we realize that, we're the minority on welfare. We're the black and most highly educated, most highly employed. These things don't necessarily, when they make the article, it's funny. When these things do make CNN or whatever, they have the lowest shows for airtime. They have the lowest airtime.
Right.
They would have the lowest airtime for something like that. But let it be something along the lines of, something more tragic.
Exploiting us.
That's always in relation to us. You know what I mean? It won't, I remember I seen something on Facebook. I didn't know if it was true, and I had to look it up. It was Jaden Smith. He was doing, he was giving clean water to Flint, Michigan. And that didn't make national news, but that's a big deal. You know what I mean? Flint, Michigan has been without clean water for a
it's
long
too positive,
time.
You know what I'm saying? But it's up to us to broadcast these things, to yell these things, to post these things. So we have to empower each other. We can't rely on CNN and Fox News. Right. We have to push our own agenda because they pushing a completely different one.
Right.
So
it's real.
So who inspires you musically, Byron? Who did you grow up listening to and inspired you to do music?
Man, I remember the first actual rap song I've actually heard, or rap music I've actually heard was I think Wu-Tang originally.
Wu-Tang?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know, but I think it was Wu-Tang. Yeah, Wu-Tang was the first rap group I heard. But the first rapper that got me in trouble was Snoop Dogg, I think. Yeah, it was, No Limit, Snoop Dogg was with, he had I don't know what the name of the album was, but he had an album where it looked like he was with Cash Money or No Limit. It had diamonds all in the titles. And, he was with them for a second. And
it was a hot second.
On my porch, and my mom caught me listening to one of my brother's friends' CD player, and when you have the headphones and the world don't exist. So I'm listening to, all kinds of what my mom would say, like profanities and craziness. But I thought it was just the funniest thing. I thought it was just dope how he just say certain things. So that was my first encounters with hip hop. But the rappers that I guess inspired me was like, you gotta remember I'm 1992, so it'd be like, the 50 Cent. I remember when 50 Cent came out, that was like
Get Rich or
the
Die
biggest
Trying.
deal. The biggest deal. Let's see, Jay-Z, of course, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Notorious B.I.G., I think is phenomenal. Lil Wayne,
okay,
et cetera.
Got a
like
little list going.
It's I don't know, but it's funny. I don't think I have like because when I say 50 Cent my favorite rapper, it's like on a personal level. I think he's like one of the funniest dudes ever. So it's like, I don't know, it's like, of course I love his music, but if somebody would say who's your favorite rapper, it might not be in the best of reasons why he's my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, that's nothing to do with rap. And it's like, I don't know. Sure, yeah, I mean, that's just how I like it. I don't know. He just,
right.
But yeah, that's my musical inspirations, a variety of those guys. But also just my inspiration does come from just the engagement of it. I remember I enjoyed rapping when you didn't have a favorite rapper. It's something that everybody did as a pastime around lunchtime. You know what I mean, or something.
Right.
It didn't have to have a reason. You didn't have to really have a goal to be a famous rapper. It was just like when that grinding beat hits that lunch table.
Oh yeah, who didn't do the grinding beat?
When that grinding beat hits the lunch table, we're all rapping. You in my era, it don't matter. We're all rapping. That's the type of backstory that brought me into rapping, was just for the fun of it and the enjoyment of it and just the overall, therapy of it. Because I find therapy in music, you know what I mean? So that's just, but that's me. Everybody else probably has like the direct source. I just have a general collection of things that made me really fond of hip hop.
Right. Well, you got some dope shit coming up. Like, you're releasing your debut, your first solo album.
Hold on, y'all. She said you got some dope shit. You got some dope shit.
I said dope shit. I did.
Dope shit.
That works too.
You got some dope shit coming up. You're releasing your solo album called Drugs Before the Flight on your own label, God Company, on April 20th. Tell the congregation what they could expect on this solo album.
Well, what they could totally expect is, to keep it real, it's not even necessarily my first solo project. It's more like my first project with a kid called God that I take the lead in. Meaning, like, majority of the songs and the arrangements and the whole arrangement is really produced by me this time. Versus, like, it being like a predominantly, Baby Byron thing. It's more so Baby Byron took the time to make sure every song on this project is what he would make, what he, took the lead on. And so I guess that's probably where the miscommunication is. But overall, it is still my baby, and I hope this project it comes into the best of it could be, and it took us, like maybe what's it, 2020 now, but we started working on this project in 2018, I think.
You put some
like December, like November, December, something like that. But it wasn't called Before the Flight. It's just 2 or 3 songs that are on this project now were the songs that sparked the concept for it, or the laid the groundwork for it, and we just kind of kept that energy over the course of the next few years, trying to make the best collection of songs to fit. And as far as the title goes, the title comes from when I was out in LA last year. We had a meeting with Andrew Grant over at Warner Brothers. And when we had our meeting, after the meeting, I was like wrecking my brain with a lot of things because I've been just